Savannah Blake was 21, and the kind of girl who wore oil-stained jeans like a badge of honor. Her hands, often blackened with engine grease, moved like clockwork inside her late father's motorcycle garage in Mesa, Arizona. Since he passed away, the shop had become her sanctuary, filled with clunky Harleys, rusted parts, and fading memories of her childhood spent watching him work. The business was slow, but she held on, stubborn as ever. One hot afternoon, a stranger rolled in an old police motorcycle, a beaten-down 2009 Harley, Electra Glide. "Can you fix her up?" he asked. "She's got history." Savannah took one look at the bike and knew this wasn't just another repair job. The chrome was worn, wires frayed, and the gas tank dented from age or something else. "I'll see what I can do," she said, wheeling it into the back. As she stripped the seat to get to the battery, something fell loose and clattered onto the floor. A rusted badge. Curious. She picked it up. It was a police badge with the number 14,327, the name barely visible. Officer Dean Calloway. Her heart skipped. The name was familiar, too familiar. Years ago, Officer Calloway had made headlines. He vanished during an investigation in 2015. No trace, no goodbye, just gone. Rumors swirled. Some said he ran off with dirty money. Others believed he was killed. Her father had mentioned his name once. Eyes grim. Calloway got too close to something, he'd said. Then he disappeared, like dust in the desert. Savannah stared at the badge, wondering why it was hidden. This wasn't coincidence. This motorcycle was Calloway's, and somehow, it had found its way back to her garage. She couldn't resist, digging further. Under the gas cap, she found something else. Small, but personal. Initials carved into the metal. DC loves JT. It didn't look like vandalism, more like something intimate. A quick online search pulled up an old news story. Dean Calloway had a girlfriend back then, Joanna Tucker. She too had vanished around the same time. Two people, same week. No explanation. Savannah's gut told her this wasn't some random love story that ended in heartbreak. It was something darker, and now, it was in her hands. That night, she visited the local police department, holding the badge wrapped in cloth. Most of the current officers didn't recognize it, but a retired cop, Sergeant Morales, did. He looked at the number and went pale. "That's Calloway's, no doubt," he whispered. When Savannah told him about the initials and the bike's condition, he grew serious. "You need to be real careful," he warned. That case, it didn't go cold because no one cared. It went cold because someone wanted it to. Savannah walked out into the night, the badge heavy in her pocket and her father's voice echoing in her mind. Back at the shop the next morning, Savannah couldn't focus on the repair. She kept staring at that old Harley like it was trying to whisper something. Determined, she dug deeper, removing the front headlamp casing, tracing old wires with her fingers. Tucked behind a rusted bundle, she found something wrapped in a torn plastic bag. Her breath caught. Inside was a small, faded photo. Dean Calloway had his arm around Joanna Tucker, both smiling in front of a silver trailer. On the back, scribbled in hurried ink, it read, "If anything happens to me, start at the trailer. Mile marker 212. Savannah knew the place, an old trailer, parked near the edge of town, long abandoned and rumored to be unsafe. But this wasn't just curiosity anymore. This was a thread from the past, begging to be pulled. She printed the photo and drove to the dusty highway stretch, watching for the old marker as the Arizona sun burned above. Just past mile 212, she spotted it, a rusted silver trailer buried behind overgrown weeds. Savannah parked, heart racing, and pushed through the brush. The door creaked as she stepped inside. Floorboards brittle and air heavy with dust. She searched the small trailer room by room. Most of it was empty, but a loose panel beneath the kitchen sink caught her attention. She pried it open and gasped. Hidden inside were stacks of old folders, faded crime scene reports, and a leather-bound journal. The papers detailed drug raids, names of corrupt officers, payoffs, and one name repeated more than once. Calloway. He had been building a case against his own department. In his final entry he wrote, "They're watching me. I'm scared for Joanna. If anything happens, let this speak for us." As Savannah turned to leave, she heard a car pull up outside. She peeked through the blinds of a black SUV. Two men stepped out, one in plain clothes, the other flashing a badge. Her blood turned cold. She grabbed the journal and files, slipped out the back window, and sprinted through the brush. Gunmet footsteps chased her, but she reached her car, engine roaring to life as she peeled off. Dirt flying. Her heart thudded against her ribs as the SUV vanished behind her in the rearview mirror. Someone still didn't want this truth to come out. That night, she met Sergeant Morales again. When he saw the journal, his jaw tightened. "This is enough to blow everything open," he muttered. Within a week, multiple officers from the 2015 squad were arrested. News outlets exploded with headlines. Mechanic uncovers evidence in decade-old police corruption case. Savannah's name was everywhere, but she stayed quiet, letting the journal speak louder than she ever could. She restored Dean's motorcycle and placed it in her shop window, right under a handmade sign. "Justice still rides." The town remembered Officer Calloway not as a traitor, but as a hero, thanks to a grease-stained girl who refused to stop turning bolts, or turning pages from the past.